TV Cycles here with another quick update on March the 28th. So it's becoming a habit to make these quick updates, but it's such an exciting market. So let's have a look now. Well, I'm kind of regret that I wasn't more confident about the market needing to make some kind of a double low, but when I am uncertain, I don't like to give any forecast that I really don't believe in. So if I don't see a high probability, I can't give you a clear forecast because of the low probability. So maybe the probability was larger than I thought, but anyway, we are dropping down here, and I'm not quite sure, are we making today a 2-week oscillation low, looking at my cycle here, or was it a 2-week oscillation low that we had last Friday, and we are now going down to another one next week? Well, if we look at the past 4-month cycles, the average of them up here in green, we see the current situation here on Monday. Looking up here, well, looks like we have a bearish bias for the next week. We should maybe expect the market to go down a little bit more next week. And that would mean, that maybe that was a low last Friday, and maybe the next low will be sometime this coming week. And if we look at the hourly data, Dow Jones Industrial, well, I should have excuse me, this mystery magenta oscillation of 3 weeks does seem to be maybe the dominant one. And here's my normal rally scenario. So the market is not behaving like a rally, so it was just a bounce, and we probably should go a little bit more down and closer to the previous low. Looking at the wavelets, well, yeah, we could go down further. And I have my scenarios, my 3 scenarios here, and the green one died early this week, and then the question was, is it a rally or is it the bigger bounce? And I really couldn't believe in the rally scenario, but I couldn't exclude it. I said, but we should know after Tuesday. If market turns down after Tuesday and then can't find support, well, then it's the bigger bounce. And that scenario is suggesting we drop a little bit more on Monday, we bounce a bit, and then we make the final low, perhaps. Let's just extend for next week. Let's look, where will we be on next Friday? Oh crap, I have to copy a little bit. Let's see. Like this, yes. Yeah, well, these 2 analogs suggest the final low will be on around next Friday. So we make a low around Monday, Tuesday, we bounce a bit, and then the final low next Friday. Well, possible. Let's look at my daily wavelets. So using my bear market rules, I have this bigger purple rectangle, placing it at the wavelet top, and we should look for a low at the right end. That's exactly where we are now. But this is just a rough estimate. It could easily be a couple of days later. And I had this scenario from some historical analogs, and it looked like this. So first I expected the low a little bit earlier, and then the bounce, but we flushed down even deeper, so the whole scenario was shifted a bit to the right. And the fact that we got this oversold on this first move down made me suspect that after the bounce we get the C move down, but maybe we already have taken out the downside here. Maybe we will not go much deeper on this final C move. And indeed, the bound was a bit bigger than expected. Now we are headed down with the C move. And this is where we are today on Friday. Then we'll get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, well, around Wednesday perhaps. Maybe not Friday. So sometime next week I would look for that low. But I'm not sure if it would be around Wednesday or around Friday. It's too early to say, but sometime around there. And my cycle here. So maybe this was a 2-week oscillation low. This was a 2-week oscillation top. Now we are headed down for this 2-week oscillation low here. That's on April 6th. So let me see, next week, 1st, 2, 3, well, that's around next weekend, in a week's time. Yeah, so this would suggest maybe around Friday again. So it's difficult to say. I wouldn't trust. I think there's more downside to come here next week, but we have to see and fine-tune the scenarios exactly. Where will that low be? So we'll have a look at that later in the weekend. See you!